Hello everybody, my name is Thea, Fotia, and welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. What I saw. I'm certain that I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? You're on a plane, sir. Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow and fast. What I saw. I'm certain that I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator. Actually, how did you? Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim in the elevator was alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. That last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Well, I have evidence that, wait, what?
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course, I will bet even 1 cent of a cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent. I'm gonna see if my hunch is right.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Oomph. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can I please translate for us? Could you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. No way, that's totally impossible. I know that though there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc? Please just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? What I saw, part 2. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? Ah, no, not at all. Please forget that I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. I think it's one of the staff. Because that elevator does go to other floors. If you have a staff card. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow the man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Let's just start at ground one with pressing.
Hold it!
So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hand. That's surprisingly easy to believe about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. Hey, why was that?
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time in money. You understand the point? No, not really. Hmm. 6 to 8. Wait. That's a contradiction. Summary of the plot and its starting time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, very, very late.
Hold it!
Hold it. Your pocket watch, I'd like to ask a little more about it, if that's alright. The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. Hold it. So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes. I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Mr. Darrow, was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply stepped through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No. Now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? Great number of times. Objection.
Objection!
You don't know how to read. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time. and when I came aboard. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in a small Asian country called the Republic of Zhangfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we're still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Wow! Further, with your analog watch set to our destination time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clock. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. My 1,000,000 cents! This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. Look at that teddy bear! And you are? Yeah, oh. I'm Kenny Mealy. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know? What? How can you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually, everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I could assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I could tell you, Mr. Acty Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15. Okay, now, what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhangfa. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer, Mr. Edgeworth. Were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do you explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? The man waited for Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here, in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? What? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Yes, there is actually. I think it's... maybe this?
Take that!
Hmm.
Take
This
that!
one? No.
Take that!
These footprints, in which direction do you think these are headed? That would be the in-flight shop. Correct, they are headed in the direction of the shop. But they look disconnected. They end all of a sudden. You are right to point out that they do not form one continuous trail to the shop. However, there is another piece of evidence that connects the shop to our crime scene. Besides the footprints, what else is there? This.
Take that!
The murder weapon, this little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Oh, such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it for the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? Hold it! If I may. What is it? You see... Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.? Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence. Yes, I was. Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor, yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the in-flight attendant's room. What'd you drop? You didn't drop anything. You just wanted me to come over here, you little stinker. Cute little stinker. So I went to the shop first and then the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Come on, Natalia, let's move over. I'll sit on the bed with you so that I can cuddle you, and you can sit and lay down and do your dog things. Why did you not say anything about that until now, is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Ah! Natalia, can I help you, ma'am? Hold it. What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane, so I think we're alright. Huh, that's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Who pulled the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. Hi, Natalia. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. March 12th, Natalia, 8:32 a.m. Flight G390. First floor, in-flight shop. Natalia. So, this is the in-flight shop. It's quite the mess in here. If you think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then, teehee. Hold it. Hold on. You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Hey! Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Hi, Natalia. What are you doing? You just have a fuzzy on your face. You just have a cute little fuzzy on your face. Yes, yes, yes! I mustn't rush things here. I must remain in cool, calm, and collected. And I am trying to see the TV with a dog that's trying to sit on my lap as I'm laying on my side. Come here. You're gonna fall. Stop trying to stop. I got you now. Hey, hey, you can't play, Natalia. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. Hi, Natalia. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. 50% off sale. Hi, Natalia. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world, you try, then you buy. No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at the captain and Ugo heads painted on their cute company mascot, isn't he? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I see. I'll be back. I gotta feed the Natalia. Come on, Natalia. I'm getting you food. I'll be back, baby. Come, Natalia, I got your food here. And I got me food, too. They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Well, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. Looked like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. God, that sound though. Never tried him. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? One sec. Never try to make me give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. Teehee, it really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Tenera designed this? Yeah. It was a company-wide contest. Wow. Does have a sharp design sense. Ha. Sharp. Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Melee. Letting a suitcase freely roam around has got to be a safety violation. Here, I'll put it back. Stuffed toys just like the one Miss Melee is holding on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? The glass from the display case door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay then, how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. I like the pendant with the panda, but I also like the other pendant. Those handbags. I like my handbag. Hi, Natalia. I love you. Those books, on the other hand, look cool. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them without even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edris? Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. There are all kind of luxury name bag merchandise for sale in this display case. That handbag looks nice. And they're lined up in just a manner as to scream, "Buy me!" to any passerbys. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed by just looking at them. Well, you're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, excuse me. I don't know much about the shop, but you can still ask me whatever. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I think you're the killer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in the shop to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know. So don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what would really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make it do with my words of appreciation. Was this hat supposed to be on this? That probably used to belong to the piggy bank head. Let's give it a go and see. Hey Natalia, how are you? I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke in the glass to get at it? One sec. Excuse me, Natalia. Hi, baby. Yeah, really? Don't tell me you don't know. Oh, things go where in this shop? Well, I don't. Mr. Artist in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Is this where the same... Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of Goyu Airlines, Mr. Ugo Hughes. Hi, Natalia. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. In the middle one is the realistic one. And on the top, that's the floral version. Huh? Natalia? But floral, are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like hit the bullseye. Hey! Natalia. It's a bit odd, though, that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. What is it? I touched the glass, and it cut my fingers. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Yep.
Eureka!
There is definitely something unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see, yeah. I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, there isn't. What do you have? What do you have? You have a sock? You know you're not supposed to choose socks, Natalia. You have all of these toys, and you want to go after a sock. Okay. Which means that the glass is broken from the inside out. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time. Yeah, that's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here right after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Melee, and listen when I'm talking. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules the piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So, you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But, what if the killer went to take Captain Hugo? They broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so it's highly unlikely. Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Tenera, huh? I cut my finger on those bad pieces of glass. Don't blame for the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful. Same to you. You're the one walking all over the broken glass. You sure you're okay? I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush like this. That's nice. Please be careful around the display case, okay? Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside. Yeah. Then I guess even you can tidy up the case, right? Perish the thought. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What? What's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Melee, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange, like the color and the such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. So sorry. Those suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they do look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Heh heh. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Melee. Don't you find it unusual that the cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Teehee. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you said just now. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. What's so unusual about that suitcase? That.
Take that!
Yeah, no matter how you cut it, the price. Oh, the price. That's a price tag. Oh, I see.
Take
Here.
that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels, huh? As in, there's no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think the turbulence would have sent it flying. And and so it is very likely that this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Take a closer look. Let's take a closer look, shall we? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. Design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. Natalia, get out from back there. I know you're doing something bad. Get out of there. Bad. Get up here. No, it doesn't matter how cute you try to be. Come here. Come here, Natalia. Let's see. Rotate, rotate, rotate. E. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of bloodied cloth. Ha ha ha. Hey. I know why I did that now. Hey. Up. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Ah, it's blood. It appears this suitcase is very strongly tied to the murder. Hey. After all. Nice. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps, eh? Why don't you just talk about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... why... the body, of course. something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood? Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Hey! Stop it. Get over here. Let me pet you. Come here. Good girl. Come here. Come closer. Hey. Come closer. Who's a good baby? You are. Go use suitcase data jotted down in my organizer. Bloody cough data jotted down in my organizer. But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate if you could wrap it up up here and return to your city. I understand his sentiments. However, I'm not allowed to complete my investigation. The crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites, under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoings. And yet, regarding what Miss Maley reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. To be continued. Just like this video's to be continued. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, you can. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.